This is an 11 Alive special presentation, Voices for Equality, celebrating Atlanta Pride.
Atlanta is an inclusive, international city with welcoming landmarks working to create a safe space for people to embrace their pride. For the next half hour, we'll uplift and celebrate LGBTQIA+ voices in Metro Atlanta as we explore the letters of pride. To kick off our special, we're focusing on the letter L in the acronym, from establishing the very first lesbian organization in Atlanta to paving the way as the first black out lesbian to win a seat in the State House in the United States. 11 Alive senior producer Kiera Frisbee introduces two out and proud women who refuse to be footnotes in history.
It's okay to be who you are. I moved to Atlanta originally in 1968, a big year for the country and for everything.
Fair housing for all human beings who live in this country is now a part of the American way of life.
Queer people have always been very active in social justice movements.
I have been an activist in the city of Atlanta for more than 30 years. I'm Simone Bell, and I am the first black out elected official for a state house in the country.
My name is Lorraine Fontana, and I'm one of the original co-founders of the Atlanta Lesbian Feminist Alliance, or ALPHA.
When I was about 13 years old, I knew I was different. I didn't know what that difference was. And I remember seeing a movie where there was a lesbian character. And the moment I saw it, I was like, I think that's what I am.
I came out when I was here, and it was life-saving to me.
I served 6 years in the legislature. Often we would be outside marching and chanting and having press conferences.
The Atlanta Lesbian Feminist Alliance was the first out lesbian organization in Atlanta, opening the doors for people in Atlanta to start realizing not only who exists, making it a more common thing.
When you have someone that's in the room who is a part of that community, it's a different type of conversation.
I'm very lucky. There's a lot of people I know who kept in the closet because they were in situations and places where it was horrible.
I know that my wife would go to Alpha as a young black queer woman looking for community.
We wanted to make sure not only that lesbians had a place in a community, but also where you could actually gain power by speaking with other people in your situation.
Well, I'm a firm believer that everything in the world affects us, and so we should be at the forefront of any and all fights and struggle.
All the struggles are connected. You can't have some people not free. We are proud of who we are, whether it's race, nationality, class, gender, sexual orientation, it's all the same thing.
You are loved, you are needed, and you are important in this world. I call her Lolo. She's my sweet Lolo. I met Lorraine at a book club, and we talked about all types of revolution and making the world a better place.
A lot of stuff has happened in my history.
I never knew that this baby would grow up to have all the opportunities that she's had.
What I would say to young and new members of the LGBTQI+ community is, just like any other activist community, please don't give up.
We have a right to live freely. We have a right to congregate. We have a right to love who we love.
There's a lot of history behind the LGBTQIA+ acronym and many reasons why it starts with L, whether it was for their compassion during the HIV/AIDS epidemic or simply for vocalizing the need for more visibility in the community. Today, lesbians lead the modern umbrella term, both as a sign of progress and responsibility to uplift your neighbors. L is also a letter of love, and we can't celebrate Pride without highlighting joy, love, and resilience. This next story is about a couple's chance encounter online that created a blended family of 6. I had the honor of interviewing that family about their advice for having a love that lasts.
This bond that we have is between my wife, myself, and God.
A chance encounter on social media.
Just as friends. I was married already at the time. She was married already at the time.
Until they weren't.
I was going through a divorce, and my friends was trying to get me out the house, like, you need to get out the house.
Which would bring her to Atlanta, a weekend getaway.
I was going through my phone list and I was like, who do I know in Atlanta? Who do I know in Atlanta?
When Tiana's phone lit up.
I sent her a text message. I said, hey, this is Clay. I'm in Atlanta for the weekend. Do you or your wife know any places that I can hang out to meet people?
Little did she know.
And I was like, oh, I am too. And from there, we just been together, inseparable ever since then.
Perfect timing. A love story in the making.
I knew instantly that she was gonna be my wife.
But it would take work, Tiana admitted.
I said that I don't ever want to get married again.
But as the saying goes, never say never.
She made it so easy to love her, and I made it so hard for her to love me.
Eventually figuring out,
We balanced each other out.
now married 6 years.
Being married to somebody and loving somebody, it takes a lot of communication.
Which they lay it all out in their podcast and talk show.
And we have a special treat for y'all today.
Oftentimes spilling their own tea.
I like laying it all out on the table.
And she does.
Understanding one another.
If you're willing to sacrifice and be who you are and allow your person to be who they are, that makes the marriage last a long time.
Knowing staying grounded is key.
And you have to be friends. You have to enjoy hanging out and waking up to that person every day because it makes you want to continue to do life with that person no matter what.
The couple is working on revamping their talk show and are now relationship coaches, hoping to help others in the LGBTQIA+ community work through their struggles and remain committed to one another. It's a worldwide phenomenon, bringing the art of drag to the main stage. Coming up after the break, hear from one local firefighter amplifying intersectionality and being his true, authentic self. Lights, camera, action. It's a distinguishing part of Atlanta Pride. It includes drag queens and drag culture. It's a form of expression dating as far back as ancient Greece and Rome and is still used by the LGBTQIA+ community today. The hit TV show RuPaul's Drag Race helped bring more awareness to this art form, and one Metro Atlanta firefighter was recently a contestant on the show. 11 Alive's producer Aaron Weisler introduces us to Henri Holmes.
I'm Henri Holmes. I always say I'm a gay superhero. I'm reimagining what American heroism looks like because people definitely have an image in their mind of what a firefighter looks like. And then when they see me coming, I don't like none of that. Looks like the heavy smoke and flames were coming from the Charlie Delta corner. I think I came in top 5 in my class, which means I'm a pretty bad dude. You know what I'm saying? I came to the fire service as a mixture of circumstance, but also the need to reinvent myself. Anybody can be a hero because at the end of the day, it's about your display of courage.
Hi everybody, my name is Patagonia!
When I would go and I would see a drag show, what I saw was how people found a way to express themselves in a way that the world would not accept. And I think one reason why a lot of gay men are so comfortable in drag is because it's like we don't have any model to follow. We're kind of making the rules as we go along. When you're asked to do certain things, like, what's the worst that can happen? Go ahead and say yes. I'm already a firefighter. I'm in the most masculine job. I have some room to be creative. I would dare say that people need to check out their own history and realize that this just didn't start just one day. I don't take for granted that when people see me, they see an expansion of a possibility for what they can be. I didn't want to be gay. My grandmother had told me if I prayed, it would go away. And they would already label me with the F word, or they would already, before anything came out of my mouth. And I got to the point where I just had to say, I'm tired of fighting this thing. And even if I'm perceived as a sin, I had to be okay with saying, I could still be used in a way to add value to society. Pride is really a declaration that I have found a deeper love within myself. When the world does not give me that love, I am still able to express it and receive it. And I have demonstrated the courage to stand in my point of view, an authentic version of myself.
The letter Q in the LGBTQIA+ acronym stands for queer, which was added in the last 2 decades. It can also stand for questioning, which creates space for those exploring their identity. That exploration can be a journey, especially for young people, but it's also what inspires the work of Ariel King. And right now, she's sharing her commitment to Atlanta's LGBTQIA+ youth.
Hi, my name is Ariel King. I'm a housing locator for veterans and outreach coordinator contract work, and I identify as lesbian, and my pronouns are she and her. For my mother, she actually already knew. So when I told her about it, she said, I kind of had a feeling because she said the way I used to look at WWE women wrestlers. I'm not sure how I looked at them, but that was her reason. She said, I just had a feeling since then. I really work on the youth side of Atlanta Black Pride. And we just started out, it's our 3rd year. So as the years go on, we grow in our festival. We have more and more people, youth, come in to join us. I'm honestly just getting my feet wet. So every year I find out what I can do better and just to make the festival more inclusive, bring more awareness around it. So youth, a lot of families were confused because they thought their child has to be LGBT. I'm like, you don't have to be. You could be an LGBT family and your child can be straight. Like, we just want you to come. Like, I think we missed the age group from 12 to 17. Or maybe even 10. A lot of youth get kicked out very early, but they can't benefit until they hit 17. So then they're going through years of trying to find somewhere to stay, sleeping with their friend house, or sleeping with someone they know on the street just to have a place to sleep that night or something to eat. So when a child came to me, he was HIV positive. Even my coworkers like, we can't do anything, just go home. I'm like, I can't. I can't go home. Like, it's gonna be in my head all night. I can't. So everyone left. So I had to make sure he found somewhere he could lay his head, and then I went home. And that was just a moment where I felt like I'm in the right place. Everyone has their own views, and I just think that they would prefer us to present as straight and then do what we need to do behind closed doors, how they used to do back then. But I just think having people who care just a little bit more, it just makes the kids want to open up more. So I want to be that. And I just feel like I just have a pure understanding and pure heart to advocate for them. So that's what I want to do.
In a conversation with 11 Alive producer Michaela Richards, King also shared that learning about her own identity took time.
Like, I used to say I was bi, but I would never date men. But just saying that so I could feel normal, but no longer, no longer needed. Once you get older and you read more, you learn more, more theories, philosophies, you're able to identify of who you are and then just like kind of move firm in your path.
The Transgender Pride flag turns 25 this year, and just ahead, we're introducing you to the Georgian behind its design and why it serves as a powerful symbol for pride. Pride flags are powerful symbols for people to share their identity, flying and sharing who they are front and center. And that's exactly what the creator of the Transgender Flag intended when she created it 25 years ago. 11 Alive's Caitlin Ross sat down with the Marietta woman who hopes it makes people proud of who they are.
This is a USS Francis Scott Key. It had 16 ballistic missiles.
Building model submarines means something to Monica Helms.
It means that there is freedom for us to be who we are.
The Navy veteran honors her country with her creations.
I like that I could create something from scratch.
When she came up with the trans flag, she wanted to honor herself.
It was my version, my feeling of how I felt as a trans person. I didn't really expect anybody else to like it.
Turns out a lot of people liked it.
I started seeing pictures of prides across the world, and I started seeing the flag and the colors, and I'm going, oh my God, it's catching on.
So she kept working for more visibility.
I said, oh, I'll start at the top, and I contacted the Smithsonian.
The Smithsonian accepted her donation of the first trans flag ever created, honoring the stories of millions of Americans.
No matter which way you fly it, it's always correct, which signifies us finding correctness in our own lives.
The trans flag flew over the White House and has now flown on every continent in the world. But Helms wants to see it go even higher.
Ah, yes, I have a bucket list item for the flag. I want to see it in the International Space Station.
Creating a symbol to share their pride.
You see those colors, you see the flag, you find out that you're not alone in this world when you see things like that.
Helms is also the founder of the Transgender American Veterans Association. She's also served as the Grand Marshal of the Global Pride Parade. You can read more about her personal journey at 11alive.com/voices-for-equality. Coming up, the power of allyship and support, especially for LGBTQIA+ youth. Hear how mentorship and community can help others find pride in who they are. When we think about pride, we also think about allyship, and it starts in the household and can also be found through programs and resources. 11 Alive's Naima Abdullahi highlights one nonprofit organization building community for LGBTQIA+ youth and a mentor offering support along the way.
Feeling loved and supported as an LGBTQIA+ youth comes with many challenges. Alize Baker recalls her breaking point.
It was pretty hard. It was very hard because I didn't know who I was.
Baker says she was without shelter, but not without hope, when a caseworker referred her to the Lost and Found organization.
I didn't know this place existed.
The nonprofit provides LGBTQIA youth experiencing homelessness with resources such as shelter, food, and the skills to reach full independence.
Thank you. You have a great one.
Baker works at the organization's thrift store, where proceeds are used to support homeless youth.
I'm so thankful that, I put on this uniform with pride. I'm so thankful that I'm able to get up every day and I'm able to come to work.
Finding a village of support can come in different ways. For Princess Joanne Durbin, help came through mentorship.
Within, my journey in becoming a youth activist and a youth leader, I really had to learn how, one, to advocate for myself, and then to also teach other young people on how to advocate for themselves.
His mentor, Cedric Pulliam, is a global public health and LGBT rights advocate who believes allyship and support can be life-saving.
I think it's important that you have a tribe in a village no matter where you are. And when it comes to me as a Black, same gender loving man, I wanted to ensure that I had that village built.
Princess has a message for parents and households, the most important allyship and support system in a child's life.
I let them know that you are the first piece of armor that your child will ever receive. But if they have that initial armor of support, of love and encouragement and understanding and compassion from their family, they'll be able to withstand all of those other trials and tribulations that will come their way.
Alize Baker found her armor of support at Lost and Found, and now she gives back to help others.
Well, the sense of community is so much bigger than what I thought that it would be. Down from the older generation to the younger generation, it's been a sense of allies that are coming together.
When someone says love is love, what does that mean to you?
Love is love. Basically, it's just the meaning that you're loving the pure person that you love. Love is love, and love is gentle, love is kind, love is patient.
We want to thank you for joining us for our 11 Alive's Voices for Equality Atlanta Pride Special. To help navigate ways to thoughtfully celebrate Pride, we've included a resource guide on our website along with all of the stories you just watched on 11alive.com/voices for equality. I'm Cody Alcorn. Happy Pride, Atlanta.